If you only knew what we had to do to prepare.
A little bit. I wish.
Film it. Show us what we're doing here.
I can't.
With your camera, with your thing, you can just send me the clip. Hopefully. I think I figured it out.
Actually, they might be able to see, if I do it on camera, they might be able to
see it better. I don't know.
If I flip it, how would I do that?
You gotta.
Yeah, I gotta. This is our teapot.
We have the little cup, the snowman. Let me
go ahead.
Move this down a little bit. Okay, go up there and show them.
We have. You
gotta go up.
You gotta go up. This is look at how technical we are.
There it is. That's our snowman.
Sitting on the teapot.
Because somebody borrowed my stand. And then somebody's son,
David, knocked it right into the basement off the wall. Hey, you're not concerned about my phone, which was attached to it?
Oh, I didn't know your phone was attached to it. So I
That's the first thing I asked was, how's my phone?
I didn't know that.
He's like, oh, your phone's fine, but that little bracket you had.
Yeah, well, your dad did a film. If I can find the little clip that shows you what it looks like now, I'll find it. It was destroyed. It really was. And I've had that a long time. I've had that stand.
But I told her I was going to get her the new YouTube-friendly good one.
He told me that. Did you see that gizmo together? No, you didn't see that.
This is my first day off in a while. Because it's raining.
Again. But today is Wednesday. You got to give them the famous wink. They always say it's a famous wink. October 25th. The only way we're going to fit some of these in is I have to follow them around.
Sporadically just throw them in.
Or if it's raining, it's got a 100% chance of rain. I don't think it's raining right now.
It's supposed to end tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
And then, so tomorrow I can be back out there.
Okay, today is Wednesday, October 25th, and it's Ask Us Anything, and you guys did not disappoint. You gave us lots of questions. So, the first question was to Sylvia, from Sylvia rather. She sent it to my email. So if anybody wants to send it to my email is always in the description box if you don't want to make a comment public on the forum. But she wanted to know, if everything goes as planned, when do you think you'll be finished?
March.
And I think he's pushing it in March. I'm thinking it's more like May.
I would like it to be in March. Right now, it's a stretch for March, but it's still in March. It might be March 31st.
Right. He's making really good progress.
But it's basically getting out of the ground. Once you get out of the ground, everything flies. It's that whole point of because everything's mud that you're dealing with getting out of the ground. After I get out of it, now I'm out of the ground and I started the deck, it'll be like a rain day today. We'll stop, from doing anything. But now everything, I'm not waiting on anybody else. It's all on me. So it's my pace.
And then, when you live in Michigan, it can be 80 degrees one day and then 30 degrees the next. And it could be perfectly sunny one day and then later that same day it's going to be raining.
Yesterday, I got there, that was a funny story. I told Samantha when I woke up, I was like, oh man, I forgot my jacket on the property. Because on Saturday night, we worked from 8:30 in the morning till 9:30 at night. So we had...
The sun goes down at 6:33.
Yes, it does. And we had the truck lights on, both our truck lights on, and the SkyTrack lights on. We were basically we weren't building, we were moving lumber into place, so we didn't have to lift it on Sunday. So Sunday came and it was an easy day. So then Sunday came, and I was like, oh, I forgot my jacket on the property. And of course I got out and it was 30 degrees. So I'm like, oh, this long sleeve shirt will be fine. I'm going to be moving. As soon as I got out of the truck, I looked at David, I go, my jacket's not here. And I'm like, I'm such an idiot. I was so tired, I didn't even realize I wore my jacket home. Oh. So luckily the house is only 8 minutes away. So I'm like, I'm running back and getting my jacket. So I went and got my jacket, had it on for about a half hour, and then took it off because it went from 30 to 50 in not even an hour.
It did get warm quick.
The sun came out, then it got up to 60, somewhere around there. And then at about 3 o'clock, the sun went away. It was all clouds, went down to about 45. And then at about 6 o'clock, it started raining, and it was back to 30. And I had my jacket on again.
Oh, the joys of living in Michigan.
Yeah, it's Michigan.
Nancy Who, 52, wants to know, why does Samantha have to go around the roundabout twice?
She's superstitious about so many things that I just look at her and just call her a little weird.
I'm surprised she bought the property. I forget who it was, but somebody had asked in the past how many acres you own.
5.
Okay.
Yep.
So you couldn't find 5 acres that wasn't on a roundabout?
Apparently not. She hasn't done it. I think it's like a thing. She doesn't do it every time.
Okay.
But I'll see her every once in a while do it when she comes over. Like if Jamie or Jesse drive her, they just pull right in. And I know she's going nuts. Like, you gotta go around at least and come in the drive. I can hear her. So.
Okay, Sharon Bouchard, Bouchard. What are your favorite colors?
My favorite colors are blue and blue. and I like red. I'd say blue and red.
Mine would be, I like yellow. I do like yellow, and I like red. I like black too because it makes you look thinner.
I do like black too.
It does make you look. What are you going to do for Thanksgiving?
Come to my mom's and eat.
Yeah, I'm going to. My family from out of town, Dale and Lynn and Sarah, they're coming from Toronto. They're going to spend Thanksgiving weekend here finally because the borders are open.
They watch the video, obviously.
Yes, they're not right on time, but they do watch them.
Okay, so here it is. This is from Samantha Lynn. She heard you guys have the most best, awesome gluten-free bread in Canada, so she would like to request with my order.
Yes, we all give Canadian orders.
Yes, with my order, she would like some gluten-free bread, please.
And Christy wants barbecue sauce because Lynn makes the barbecue sauce. Her and Aaron have run out of barbecue sauce. Mike wants his steam whistle. Molly wants her ketchup potato chips.
Yeah, those are nasty.
Mary wants the ketchup potato chips too. I just want my family. I don't. I want the tall glass.
How quickly it changes.
There's this tall 20-ounce glass when we went to Stuart's wedding, and it was from the place, and I lifted it, borrowed it, whatever you want to call.
Stole it.
Probably. Because it was such a nice glass. But I forget the name of the place. I got the other one, like the mug. Talk amongst yourself. I'll get the mug and show them.
So, all this stuff about me being problems and she's stealing stuff.
I didn't steal.
You didn't steal?
As a souvenir.
She just said she stole, did she not?
I said I took it as a souvenir.
Just because you said you took it, okay, so if I go rob a bank of $1 million, I just took the $1 million as a souvenir.
This is the mug. The souvenir mug that I borrowed. If I ever go back, I can bring it back and just bring it back.
I'm sure you will.
I won't. But anyway, that's my request. And Jim, I don't think your dad has a request. Oh, and Aaron wants some, the beer. What's the beer he likes? Labatt's. Is it Labatt's?
No, that's me. I get.
You get the Labatt's.
But I got to change mine to the Labatt Blue Light.
Oh,
because,
we're changing it.
I got to change it. It can't be regular Labatt Blue.
But what was the one that? Well, Aaron likes the Budweiser with the flavors, I guess. But I think he drinks the Labatt's.
No, he likes that. I think it's the XXX.
Is that? Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's our order, Lynn.
There you go. Hope you get by the border with all that.
Well, I don't think it's a problem coming in. It's like when she's leaving and trying to bring things back, I think.
We're going to find out.
Dale, bring your tools because maybe somebody might
you can do some work over my house.
There you go. Okay. Anyway, that's what we're doing for Thanksgiving. Would you rather have a root canal? Oh, this is still from Sharon Bouchard. Would you rather have a root canal or a colonoscopy?
Root canal all day. Had 2 of them, and not one of them. Everyone tells me how horrific they are.
Oh, they're horrific. They are.
And the only 2 I had, I must have had the best dentist on the planet because he went, this is going to be a little pinch, which everyone was like, oh yeah. And then it was literally like, all right, I'm done.
No. I'll take a colonoscopy hands down. Colonoscopy hands down.
You must have a bad dentist.
No, I remember when I had my root canal, I had a good dentist. I remember when we went, you had to see the video beforehand. I don't know, you had to see a video beforehand. Right. And they scheduled the thing, you see the video, we're going to go do the root canal. And so my sister Denise, who had brought me, she said, don't show her the video. And they go, well, we have to show her the video. And she says, don't show her the video. And they said, we have to show her the video. So we watched the video, and I got done, and I went up to the counter, and I says, I'd like to change my appointment. Because I couldn't go through with it. I just couldn't. So Denise says, I told you. So anyway, I made the appointment. I went back. I don't remember actually having the root canal, I guess. I really don't. But when I came home, I was taking some of those pain pills.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to take 2, and I thought, I'm only going to take 1, because I kind of like it.
Oh, no, you always take what they tell you.
No, I only took the 1, but I remember we were watching the Rosie O'Donnell show, and I remember I took the pill, I drank the water, and I heard, it's the Rosie and that's all I remember. I was out, so I mean, I can't. And then when I had my knee surgery, they gave me Vicodin, I think it was, and I only took it for like 3 days, it was all, and then I thought, I don't need it. I went through withdrawal. And I was going through such pain, and I called my doctor, and he says, whatever you do, don't take any more, because you're giving me all the symptoms of withdrawal. So when I had my other knee done, I didn't take any pain medication.
Well, when I had my hernia, they gave me, and I always heard about it, like, I think it's called Percocet. Is that the stuff? But they gave it through an IV. But for some reason, they gave it to me as I was leaving. For some reason, it's not like I got there and they gave it to me, so it was like maybe a half hour before I left, they started giving it to me. So we went out to the car, and we were there from 7 at night, and it was like 4 in the morning when we got out. And I remember Samantha saying, you good? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, they gave you a lot of Percocet. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe, I'm good with it. I go, but I know I haven't ate. Can we stop? Like, the only thing open was like McDonald's. And I'm like, let's get a breakfast sandwich or something. And the guy's like, we have no breakfast. I'm like, what do you have? Because I'm starving. He's like, well, I have a hamburger and fries. And I go, just give me a cheeseburger and fries. And I remember thinking I was talking like this. And she was laughing, going, are you all right? I'm like, in my head, as I'm talking, I'm going, yeah, I'm all right. But apparently I was like, and I took one bite of the hamburger, and I was out cold. I didn't wake up for 14 hours.
Oh, wow. Jeez. My very first colonoscopy I ever had was back, I would have been 50. So it was in 2000. And back then, it wasn't like a common practice to have colonoscopies. I did it without medication. And yet I'm still picking. But they didn't they weren't as invasive, because obviously it was quite painful. It was quite painful. I will admit it was quite painful. But they went up, but I don't think they did both intestines, because I was in so much pain from that. But now I still would pick it. I still would pick that, because it's just the prep is the worst. It's not the actual procedure. And her last question is, do you stockpile anything?
Now, nails. That's about it. Normally, no. Samantha does. She'll like get, 20 of everything. We have everything labeled. Like, this is, you'll come across, like, she'll say, give me some sauce for spaghetti, and you look at it and you're like, are you serious? It'll say like 10 of 20. As I'm older and I don't like driving in the weather, I stockpile more stuff in my pantries and stuff like that with things like that. I always had a lot of toilet paper, because I always have a fear of running out of toilet paper. So when the pandemic hit, I had already stockpiled. I almost looked like a hoarder at that point. So it was like I didn't have to buy toilet paper for the whole year. I never had to worry about looking for toilet paper. So that would be what I was. But then now I get so concerned about when you see empty shelves, that if I see something, I buy a lot of it, because I'm thinking, is the shelf going to be empty again? But Recipes with Roy wants to know, do you remember the sock story on All in the Family? The sock story.
I remember this clip.
I've seen every one.
I'll have to send you the clip. When Meatball.
What's his name?
Mike.
Meatball.
Okay, he was sitting on the bed, and he was putting on his boot and his shoe, because his shoe and his socks, because him and Archie were going to go somewhere, and he was complaining that it took too long, because he was putting one shoe.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes, I remember that.
So at least he could hop around.
I remember that episode, yes.
Recipes with Roy said that you reminded him of the meathead. Meathead, not meatball, meathead.
Meathead, oh.
And he's going to put his sword in his sheath and come after you.
Good luck.
Glenna Joe wants to know, she doesn't want to know. She thought it was funny when you were telling your story about when the police pulled you over on Easter and you couldn't remember what day it was.
I know. I thought about it and I said, whatever.
Shows you-
Sunday.
Yes. It shows you that one of my children at least doesn't attend to Mass.
Hey, I was an altar boy for 13 years.
So you think all the more he would know when Easter Sunday was.
Yes.
But anyway.
But no, now that I'm thinking about it,
Might have been a Good Friday.
I think it was Good Friday because it was going to be a whole weekend.
Right.
So it had to
But you wouldn't have been going to a brunch on Good Friday. If
we
you
were doing something, it might have been Good Friday. We might have been going, like, you might have been going after church to eat and we were meeting you.
No, I don't eat on Good Friday though. So it might have been Holy Thursday because we would have went to Holy Thursday services.
Yeah.
And then gone to something afterwards.
That was probably it. Because it was going to be an entire weekend where it was going to be like 3 or 4 days before I seen anybody.
Because I do now because I had my little incident on Good Friday that I didn't eat on Good Fridays. I didn't eat, just on Good Fridays.
Right.
I eat on Fridays, but not on Good Fridays. Brandy Granton wants to know, is Samantha going to do all the decorating in the house?
Yes.
And what did your kids dress up for mostly on Halloween? Mine always dressed up they always wanted a costume, which I wouldn't buy.
Nope.
So they usually Jimmy was mostly...
I was Dracula.
Yeah, 1 year you're Dracula, punk rocker.
I was a punk rocker 1 year.
Clown.
And that wasn't my choice.
Oh,
I was a
Danny.
little kid when I was like 1, so it really wasn't my choice to be a clown.
No, when you were 1, you were a pumpkin. Right?
Oh, no, that's right.
You,
Pumpkin 2 was the clown.
when you were 3 weeks old, we put you in a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I wish I had that picture. You
Glad
probably
you
have
don't.
it. You have it somewhere.
I have it, and it ain't coming out.
It was cute.
No, it wasn't.
With his little cross eye.
It was. That's why it is not coming
One
out.
eye looking right in his nose.
Yep.
He's going,
Never coming out.
Yeah. No, Jimmy had a couple eye surgeries, and you can see how well it did for his eyes.
It
Show
did.
him how well it is. Just kind of, you can only imagine how much worse it would be if he didn't have 3 surgeries. Jimmy, do you go by macros on your diet every day?
I used to, and then it got to the point, it's not funny, but it is funny. I would go by the macros, but then I would also follow like all the vitamins and everything. And then by the time I added everything up, they'd be like, your vitamin A is like 3,000 something over, and your vitamin B, and it wasn't purposely I wasn't purposely trying. It was just like, oh, I'll do this, this, and this, and then everything vitamin-wise would be way too high, and like salt would go over. It was just,
I think anything that...
it got too confusing.
Yeah, if anything is that much work, it's not worth it, to me.
So I just brought it back down to protein and carbs and fat. And called it good.
Valerie Reese wants to know, when do you start your Christmas shopping?
December 23rd.
I always did mine when my kids
I'm
were
not
little.
joking either.
He's not. I always did when my friends used to make fun of me. I worked in retail, so I could put stuff aside through the year and then just buy it. But I usually did all my shopping on Christmas Eve because you got the best sales and the best buys. And working in retail, I could put stuff aside so it was in stock,
right?
Type of thing. But nowadays I start. Well, this year I'm going to start earlier, but I usually start right after Thanksgiving. I start in that. And it said, do you shop online or in the stores?
Well, I only have to shop for Samantha and you and Dad, really. So I just go do it.
I used to go in the stores all the time, but now people just tell me what they want, and mostly they want it from Amazon anyhow, so I just get it online. So. Well, we're going to do 2 parts this week because we're already almost on to 20 minutes. So.
Although, when do you start listening to Christmas music?
Oh, I don't start listening to Christmas music until December 8th after the...
Oh, no. You listen to Christmas music
No, it's in the car the day after Halloween.
After Thanksgiving. Boom. I've listened to it. They did last year do it after Halloween, didn't they?
They're still doing it. WNIC is starting it the Friday after Halloween.
Yep. I will be listening from then on out. It drives everyone nuts.
And my worst Christmas song that I can't have is Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Day.
That's Christy's favorite.
That's Christy's favorite. So Christy always, whenever it's on, will send it to me, and I can't stand that song. It's not my favorite song. What's my favorite Christmas song?
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells is my favorite. And then when they were little, and we would drive to Grandma Mambo's, which was Jim's called his mother Mambo, so she was Grandma Mambo. when we went to her house, we always listened to Christmas music all the way there because it was an hour.
Yeah.
And I would be lucky if they played Carol of the Bells one time.
You would.
They never played it, but it was always my favorite. And now that's on everything. It's on commercials and everything. So, anyway, this is the end of part 1. Tune in tomorrow for part 2. Well, we forgot to tell you that if you have any questions,
ask away.
because we have no problem answering them, as you
Not
can see.
one.
So if you're new to our channel,
Comment,
like,
subscribe.
and share.